Okay, get my questions all out here. I'm all ready to go. How's it going today?
It's going good. It's going good. How's your day going?
It's going really well. So let me go ahead and start in on my questions. First, let me say that it's an honor to be interviewing you because you were named a Variety's a person to watch in 2016.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes,
I appreciate that.
yes,
Definitely appreciate that.
you're so welcome, and you're still a person to watch. What was that accomplishment like for you?
Oh wow, man. It was amazing to be kind of with a group of young upcoming actors that are all aspiring for the same goal to be recognized for their talents and
Yes.
Variety being the publication that it is and
Mm-hmm.
the legacy and the notoriety that you get with being on that list is
Yes.
incredible. Very appreciative to be selected in that group.
How did your family respond to that when you had that opportunity to be featured in that publication?
Oh, my family loves it, man. My mother was excited. She attended the event with me. It's all kind of different for my family as we come from like a smaller town type of situation where being involved and stuff like that is kind of a fish out of water. And
Wow.
it's always good to see the level of excitement that my family gets when I'm able to participate and be a part of something like that.
Yeah, that was pretty big. I mean, that's a huge accomplishment. So you should have been able
Man,
to revel in it and enjoy it. And it sounds like you did.
yeah, most definitely.
All right. So first up, I'm going to just talk about your TV career. Um, you were a part of, I did some extra research in addition to the bio that I received. Do I understand it that you were on a soap opera, The Young and the Restless, at one point in time?
Yeah, that was my first, I guess, big break. When
Wow.
I was 21, I booked a role in Young and the Restless. Great story being that I auditioned for one of the leads on there,
Wow.
and didn't get the lead, but
Mm-hmm.
the executive producer of the show enjoyed my performance so much that he created a role for me that was
Wow.
he told me it was only guaranteed 3 episodes, but through my hard work and perseverance, I wound up doing 17 episodes for the show. And I guess the reason that even that ended is when I got into a car accident that kind of took me
Right.
out of the game for a little bit, but I definitely exceeded the expectations of the 3 episodes that were given to me at first.
Yeah, that's awesome. And so I also want to talk about your career as a writer and as an
Mm-hmm.
actor. You've been able to do some writing for Survivor's Remorse. Now, I had a chance to tune into that show a few times, and it's a great show. I did not know that you had the writing credit. So what was that
Yeah.
like for you to be offered that particular opportunity?
I mean, it was an incredible honor. Definitely shout out to Mike O'Malley, who was the individual and the man that gave me my opportunity and my shot as a writer. I will forever be in debt
Mm-hmm.
to his generosity and allowing me to join the group. I was guest starring on the series the season before, and me and him had a great rapport, and our chemistry was just great that he thought it would be in his best interest to have me join the writing staff, and I was definitely honored by the invitation, being that I've been writing since I was 17 years old. My writing mentor being Michael Caine, the
Wow.
writer
Mm-hmm.
who wrote all the right moves for Tom Cruise and a bunch of other films in like the 70s, 80s.
Let me ask you a
Um,
question real quick. What kind of writing
yeah.
were you doing at 17? Like, were you writing for sitcoms, for dramas?
No, I just was kind of shadowing and doing punch ups on scripts, and which I didn't even know that's what I was doing. Being that I was totally green and writing. Michael Caine approached me at an acting studio and was like, "I think you could be a great writer." And I was like, "I don't even like English. I don't even know what you're talking about."
You speak a
He was
second
like, "Well, no,
language?
that's different. That's create. That's structured, but creatively, I think you have the talent to write." So I began working with him, and then we created a couple feature films.
Mm-hmm.
I did punch ups on a couple of scripts. I just pretty much learned how to format and how to write. And he's so old school wrote on the back of a yellow notepad.
Oh, wow.
We actually wrote down. We actually wrote scripts, not in the computer. So that's how I learned how to write.
You talked about a punch-up. Can you clarify what is that for people who don't know what it is?
Yeah, a punch-up is when you get like a script that's already completed and you know, basically give notes or give alts, meaning that you put different jokes in, like this works or this doesn't work, or let's omit this scene, let's put this in. Just basically take the script and add your own flavor to it.
Oh, nice.
That's what a punch-up is.
Wow. Now, your television series credits are extensive. Let's first off talk about the fact that you're starring along Anthony Anderson and all of the other talented actors with your reoccurring role on Blackish. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, Blackish is incredible. This was the first season, and just to be a part of the show that has, you know, turned into this iconic series.
Yes.
Is, you know, a dream come true. Being when you first start acting, you're just looking for a job. You're just looking for a job. You're looking for somewhere that you can, you know, actually get paid for, you know, for acting, and to do that and also land a job that's iconic and so influential and so on the nose of what's going on in society right now.
Yes, it is.
It's incredible. It's you know, it's what you dream for as an actor, as an artist.
Well, and
that your work means something more than just what's on the page.
Well, it's being followed by such great shows. We had shows like A Different World, Living Single, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We had all those wonderful shows, which were kind of giving us insight into, you know, black comedy, black lives, what was going on at the time, and so I'm really excited for Blackish because it's continuing on in this great legacy and showing us, hey, there's still some really great shows out there. And I don't think it should be just like a black show. I think it should be a show that everybody can tune in to watch because it's a great comedy show. I've watched it so many times. And now that you're on the show, I'll definitely be tuning in. I wanted to find out what made you want to pursue your career in television and film, because you also have an upcoming project, congratulations, which is being executive produced by Jordan Peele. And you had a chance to work alongside Denzel Washington in Equalizer, as well as you starred in Straight Outta Compton. I mean, you're doing such big things in the television world and the film world. So what made you want to say, I want to pursue a career in acting, period?
Wow. It was in high school. I was a basketball player, and that was my life. Ball is life. That was me in high school.
Yeah.
But by my senior year, I quickly learned that you can't teach height. You know, being under 6 foot is a very difficult task to be a professional basketball player. And I was okay. I wasn't great. I wasn't Allen Iverson to say the least. So during my senior year, I joined in the acting class in my high school, and it just was like a fish to water. I really was identify what was going on and began to write skits and different things like that. And this was easy for me. Basketball, even though I became good at it, was hard. This was easy. So in applying the work ethic that I put into basketball to acting is when I began my journey into being a part of the entertainment business. And I worked extremely hard. And right after high school, I went to acting classes. I really trained, and then 3.5 years later, while I was working 2 jobs and traveling back and forth to LA on 2 trains and a bike.
Wow.
I'm restless, and then it's been kind of rolling ever since.
Yeah. Now, some of the footage wasn't recording, so I'm just going to go back really quickly. I know that you and I talked about you were one of 2016 Variety magazine's People to Watch, which was a huge accomplishment. And you talked about how great it was for your family to be able to revel in that experience with you. Should they name you People 2018's People to Watch, what are you going to do if you have that same accomplishment repeat itself?
Man, that'd be great. As I think it's valid.
Yeah.
I think it's valid. I got a lot of stuff coming down the pipe. with the series with The Last OG with Tracy Morgan and Tiffany Haddish and Tracy
Yes.
Entertainer. I have a couple of films coming out. First Match that's coming out. Superfly is coming out this
I
summer.
read that. That's right. I was going to ask you about that
Along with a
next.
lot of projects that I'm developing, and even on the entrepreneur side, my app, Everybody's Digital,
Yes. Let me
is
ask.
growing very, very strong. So
Let me ask you about that app. Sorry to cut you off. I'm really excited because when I was reading your bio, I was like, oh my gosh, this man is so busy and he has so many accomplishments and it's just awesome. When you, we are going just a little bit over because I'm trying to make sure I can get enough footage again
Yeah.
here. Sorry about that. I really want to talk about this particular app because this app
No problem.
brings short films from like the film festivals right to people's basically your home so you can watch those films. I know there's a lot of films that are often nominated and actually win awards at those film festivals. Tribeca, there's another one that's not coming to me right now. But there's so many.
Tribeca,
Yeah.
there's Cannes,
Yes.
there's countless film festivals that service the short film genre.
Yes.
And we're excited to be able to broaden the audience and the exposure for the short filmmakers by being able to get your films directly to the consumer,
Yes.
directly to the genre that has been that has eluded them for so long. Being that film festivals are a niche market where everyone that attends is usually part of the industry, part
That's
of film
true.
production, our friends and family. The person that goes to see AMC every weekend doesn't even know what a film festival is.
Right.
So I want to be
Yeah.
able to bridge the gap between those two audiences and add more exposure to our short filmmakers and also credibility to the genre as a whole, being that now that short film media has exploded with Vines and Instagram and these social media
True.
stars.
Yes.
The grandfather to all of those the opportunities that these individuals have is from short films.
Yes.
And I want to be able to bring that genre to the forefront so it gets its proper due.
I think that's so awesome. Now, was it because you attended a lot of these film festivals and you thought, wow, this is so great that we're having this opportunity to mingle and celebrate our films? But how about everybody be able to see the films, not just people who are in the industry? Is that what kind of motivated you to want to create that app?
Well, it came from heartbreak, being that I had a short film that went in several film festivals and won countless awards. And after the 12 to 15-month film festival window, it just fell to the west side.
Wow.
Fell to the wayside. It fell off a cliff. Being that there's
Wow.
no further distribution for short films once you're done with this 12 to 15-month run. So I want to create and resurrect all the films that have died after their film festival run.
Okay.
And give them an extended life and a broader and a new audience.
Mm-hmm. So I also want to talk about the fact that you've established a foundation called Demo Nerds, which provides, which provides, as IMDb put it, it encourages youth to pursue to pursue the arts. And so I thought that this particular venture that you have worked on was outstanding because in addition you also, let me shout out some of the other things you're doing. You have a t-shirt company, you have a production company, you have a record company, you have all that going on, and in addition you found time to help provide positive activities for at-risk youth. So I did read your bio and found out a little background about how you grew up and what might have motivated, but let me just ask you, what motivated you to start that foundation?
I think visual representation is very vital to our youth, being that there's a lot of kids in the inner city and these underserved communities that just don't understand or have an idea of the opportunities or the potential opportunities they have in life.
Yes.
All they see is what they have surrounding them and what they, the narrative that is on that's through the media.
Yes.
And I want to be able to provide visual representation of another way out through the arts. It's bigger than just being in front of the camera, but also there's so many opportunities behind the camera.
For sure.
Set directors, from craft service to script supervisors,
executive
producer.
producer.
Don't even know these jobs exist, and there's people that's making a great living from it. And if
Yes,
you don't know better, you won't do better.
that's
So
right.
the program is to help inform these kids of this broad opportunity that they're missing.
Yes. And so before I ask a few more questions, again, we talked about you being on Blackish and what a wonderful opportunity that is because the ratings are doing so well right now. What is that like to be on a hit TV show with your reoccurring role? What's that like?
I mean, it's great. It's great. I'm just happy that Blackish is grown and been able to succeed. And we have an incredible cast from Anthony Tracy down. They are our leaders, and especially the showrunner Kenya Bears, who is a genius, as I put it, as far as being able to not just create a show, but create a culture within his team, his production, his family, as he continues to broaden his family with shows like Grownish and several other shows that's coming down the pipe. It's incredible to just be a part of that family, that winning family.
That is awesome. And so I didn't get a chance to even ask you about The Last OG, which is going to be starring Tracy Morgan, and it's executive produced by Jordan Peele. And congrats to Jordan Peele, who just won an Oscar earlier this week. I mean, wow, hello, this is another huge accomplishment for you. You're going to be working under the direction of an Oscar winner.
Super cool to be a part of a show that we could definitely slam that on top of the credits. Oscar award winning executive producer Jordan Peele. That's an
Yes.
incredible tag to be able to run along with your show. So yeah, it's definitely a blessing, man. I thank God for all the things that have happening that continue to happen in my life, and I just continue to work hard and appreciate the gifts that I've been given, and work every second that I can.
I know. And I have a question for you. Do you have any time where you get to kind of just do something you enjoy? Fitness, hiking? Do you get to do any of that at all? Enjoy
I
it?
mean, I definitely I'm strict on my schedule, so I definitely have time to play basketball. I love to box. Running is my thing now, as I'm training to run a marathon and all of these different aspects. So fitness is very important for me.
It is.
Family time is super important to me. So whenever I'm not involved with everything that I'm doing with entertainment and working out, I'll definitely dictate time to spend with my family.
That's awesome. And I also wanted to mention, I think we did shout out that you have your production company, Only Son Productions. Do you have anything in the works with your production company right now?
Yeah, several projects. I can't really speak on them right now.
Okay.
They're in development, but definitely got a couple of TV shows, a feature film, and actually a cartoon coming down the pipeline. So
Nice.
I'm very excited for all of those endeavors on Only Son Production.
And also, you are an advocate for education. Now, I read your bio, and so just tell us a little bit about how you became an advocate for education.
I mean, education is the key. Education is what being informed is how you move forward. Again, if you don't know better, you won't do better. So
True.
why not know better? That's what's important to the youth and the individuals in general. Is that a lot of people run around with no direction, and it's not because they don't want direction. It's just that they're not informed of what directions they could go or go down, and the lack of is usually surrounded by bad decisions. And if you empower yourself with information and educate yourself, you give yourself a greater opportunity to succeed and also find what you're great at.
This is awesome. And it was great to hear why you turned into an advocate for education. So I guess on one of your off days, we can probably look out for you playing basketball somewhere, huh?
I'm pretty sure of it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah, well, we're going to go ahead and get wrapped up. I do want to ask you one question. When the interview is put on YouTube, do you think you can share it maybe on some of your social media pages?
Sure, not a problem. Just,
Yeah.
If you send it over to my team, I'll definitely take that link and make it happen.
Okay, and one more question. Can you give a shout out to the Martina Show, please?
Hey, what's up? It's Allen Maldonado. I can't even say my name. Hey, what's up? It's Allen Maldonado, and it's the Martina. It's Martina Show, right?
Yes, the Martina Show, television talk
Martina.
show.
Okay. Hey, what's up? It's Allen Maldonado, and this is the Martina Show.
Thank you. And I had one last question I didn't get to ask you before in the interview. You mentioned that English, is it not your first language? Because I know you're of African American and Puerto Rican background.
No,
So,
English is my language. Spanish is very a little rough, but it's I can make do.
okay, que la vaya bien. I said, have a nice day. Did you? Yeah, I speak a little Spanish too. That's awesome. We should have got something on there where you were saying it in Spanish, but todo está bien. Well,
I'm
thank
glad
you.
we did. I'm glad we did.
Thank you so much for the interview, and just look out for an email from us soon so that you can hear it as well. As great interview. Thank you so much, Alan, and
Awesome.
you have a great
Thank
day.
you so much. All right.
Bye. Hold on.
When I
Wow.
was 21, I booked a role on Young and the Restless.
Oh.
When I was